grab some water. Anywhere where there's a pad of paper, go ahead and have a seat. That works. Paul, can you come sit here where the pad of paper is, please?
Pardon?
Can you sit here where the pad of paper
sure.
is, please? You're too far from me down here. Thank you. So thank you guys for coming and for all being on time. That's wonderful. First thing is if everybody could just make sure their cell phones is on silent or off. Right. So I'm Amy, your moderator, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what to expect for this evening. So have any of you been in focus groups before? Mm-hmm. Okay, most of you have? All right. So you know the basic rules, right? We try to be respectful of one another. We don't sort of talk over each other, that kind of thing. But it is important that I get all of your thoughts. So if someone's speaking and you have something you want to say, for sure use the paper in front of you. Oh, all right, we have another person. First, seventh player.
All right, sit here, sit right here, or?
Yeah, you can sit there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. But while we are, of course, going to try to be respectful for each other, I also want to encourage you to feel free to disagree. You know, when you're in a group like this, there might be some pressure to sort of go along with the group or not, you know, offend someone. But I'm going to ask you to sort of actively resist that and really try to tell me what you think. Now, as you guys know, I'm sure you've been told before, we just want to know what you think, what you feel. There's nothing about this that is a test. There's no right or wrong answers. A lot of times I'm going to ask for your gut reactions to things, and then I'm going to ask you to think deeply about things. So you might change your mind from one moment to the next. Also okay. Make sure that you tell me whatever you're thinking at the time. Okay? In terms of food and drink, go ahead and eat. Get up and get water if you need to. I'll just going to ask you, we're going to be handling some things, so just be a little bit aware of like food on your hands. Try not to spill on anything. Hopefully you've had all a chance to go to the restroom. It is a very tightly packed 2 hours, so I would prefer to have everybody stay in the room. If you have to go, you got to go. Sometimes you can't help that. You don't necessarily need to raise your hand or anything like that, but I would ask, please, that only one of you leave at a time. So if you have to go and someone's already gone, please wait till they come back. All right? Okay, good. So we're going to get started with just a simple sort of get to know you. So I'm going to tell you my name. Get my timer started here. My name, something about me that I like to do, and then a sort of strong memory that has to do with chocolate. And that's what I'm going to ask each of you to do. So just your name, something that you like to do, and a memory, could be recent, could be childhood. Okay. Of something that you like to do. Hi. Hi. All right. Thanks for coming. Pass that to Julia for me. All right. So I'm Amy. I like to hike and camp. a strong chocolate memory for me is at Easter time. Like my family, we weren't really allowed to eat a lot of chocolate. But at Easter, we'd get these baskets and they'd have like a bunny in them, chocolate bunny. And they weren't just like the hollow bunnies, it was like the solid chocolate bunny. And like that was my own thing that I could eat whenever I wanted. And it was like, I waited all year for that because that was like the one time a year I got myself like a big hunk of chocolate. All right, Paul, what about you?
I like to work out, and that's my favorite Easter memory too, is
Okay.
the chocolate rabbit, but he's hollow. I like the design of the boxes and the plastic.
Okay. What about you, Bill?
My favorite chocolate memory is the last time I ate chocolate.
Okay, when was that?
Oh, I don't know. Sometime yesterday.
Okay.
I just love chocolate. I have a love affair with chocolate.
All right. What about you, Barry?
My name's Barry. I like attending concerts. I think my favorite memory of chocolate is the reoccurring dream that I have over Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Because I've had that for years.
Yeah,
And it doesn't go anywhere.
Do you really dream about it?
That and the Goonies treasure ship. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
Hi, I'm Julia. I like to dance and check out new music. My chocolate memory is pretty recent. We are just about shipping chocolates to our clients we work with, and we use this one company. It's called John and Kira's. They are out of Pennsylvania, and their chocolate is the most delicious one. So every year we ship a bunch of boxes for ourselves, and for the past 2 days we've been trading ourselves on those, and it was totally delicious.
Lovely.
Good evening. My name is Chanel. I want to apologize first for my tardiness. One of the things that I love to do is travel, and one of my favorite chocolate memories is kind of going to Cold Stone and getting the peanut butter cup perfection with some chocolate ice cream. That's heaven. That's heaven.
My name is Jane. One of my favorite things to do is to go to the museums. I try to be in one at least once a week, like on a Sunday. One of my favorite chocolate memories is when I was really little, my mom would take a piece of pound cake and then she would toast it, and on top of that she would put chocolate ripple ice cream on top of that, and then layer hot fudge on that in the winter. This was not an everyday occurrence, but she would do it sometimes when it was really, 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 really cold out when I was little. So, and then she'd give me a cup of hot cocoa with whipped cream, and it was just perfection.
That does sound nice.
It was really good. It was really good.
All right.
Good evening, I'm Christina. I love to eat out, and my favorite chocolate memory is actually this time of year. I love peppermint chocolate.
My name is Jimmy. My favorite memories of chocolate was when my grandfather used to, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a chocolate that came from Puerto Rico. He used to rub and make chocolate milk for us. And I like to read and debate with my friends.
All right. Thank you very much, you guys. All right, so now we're going to jump right into some chocolate. Someone could remove the,
Oh, hello.
Hello, chocolate.
Oh, hello, hello, hello.
And we're not tasting any of this stuff today?
So can we taste this? Test this for you?
No taste testing today, I'm afraid, because we would never get out of here.
That's not a problem.
You can't
That's
talk
not
with
a
your
problem.
mouth full. All right. So just looking at sort of the chocolates in front of you, anything jump out at you here?
The Ghirardelli.
Okay, why?
They make a very thin square that has caramel inside,
Okay.
which is really good. I don't like their really super dark chocolate though.
Okay.
And Hershey's, because like every kid has Hershey's.
Okay.
Indoor.
Okay, wait. All right. I saw some agreement with the Hershey's. Why did that jump out for other people?
Hershey seems to be like the ultimate stamp for chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the starting point for me for any of this stuff was
Okay.
it all started with the Hershey's Kiss.
Yeah, Hershey's is your gateway drug.
I see. Okay. All right. Sorry, Jimmy, I interrupted you. What did you like?
Oh, sorry, the Lindor.
Lindor. Okay. And what's jumped out at you about that?
Well, first of all, it's very festive, the packaging, but
Okay.
that's the one that has the cherries inside of it as well.
Okay.
So that's one of my favorite pieces.
All right.
Oh, Hershey's the most standard
Okay.
loyal brand, and the best wrapping I think is this one. I'm not sure which.
Grab
I
it
can't
for
see
me.
it from here.
Okay.
It just looks very unique,
Okay.
classic.
Did any of the wrapping stand out for anybody else or any other?
Well, to me, the Lindor, because I know they have a peppermint one now that I actually bought my coworkers with a Christmas card and put with it holiday card.
Okay.
You can always spot Linder. They always use the
Mhm.
bright colors, and they always make it very festive, and
Okay.
their chocolate's evil.
It's interesting, the one that he removed, my
It
daughter
is.
is a huge aficionado with chocolates, and we went to
You're right.
Whole Foods,
Mhm.
and they had a massive section of chocolate there, and they have somebody that's like making chocolate fresh, and it's one of those things, the packaging that they're making is exactly like that, so,
Well, exactly like which?
like the one that he pointed out in the first seven.
Okay, this one.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Which brand is that?
Yeah, this one. All right. So, now one of you said the Lindor, can you
Mhm.
hand me that? You said the chocolate with cherries is your favorite, like one of your favorite pieces.
Mhm.
Would you call what's in this bag chocolate pieces?
Yes. Yeah.
I would call them like
Oh,
more
like
like
truffles.
candies.
Okay.
Chocolate nibbles.
Ah, all right.
You feel less guilty because eating them because they're tiny.
Okay. Truffles, nibbles, pieces. What else did I hear?
Bites.
Bites,
Someone said candies.
candies. Okay. I heard what you were talking about the less guilty. I want you to hold that thought, but I'm kind of interested in a little bit kind of what we call things. So. If this can be either truffles, nibbles, bites, or pieces, what are these?
Minis.
Minis.
Definitely minis.
Okay. How is a mini different from a bite or a piece or a nibble?
It's a smaller version of a candy bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. What are these?
That's minis.
That's, for you, that's minis?
Bites.
What about you?
Bites.
Bites.
Bites and nibbles.
Bites and nibbles. Okay. All right, and what makes this for you guys bites or nibbles?
It's also be nuggets as well, because they also have them in the,
They're like not packaged separately, so it's kind of like grab, put your hand in the package and just, you know,
Okay.
kind of like your almonds or nuts.
You could eat more than one at
Okay.
the same time.
So bites or nibbles, not separately packaged. And eat more than one at a time. All right. What's this?
A bar. Bars. Like wafers.
Wafers? What's this?
It's a bar.
Okay. One of you mentioned, Jane mentioned the squares.
Yeah, those are in the minis.
Okay.
That's what they make them. They're little squares with the fillings and stuff, the caramel inside, which is really good.
Is squares something people might use as a descriptor?
No, I mean,
Okay.
you usually call it a bar or you call it a mini, but I mean, if you're describing to someone what they are, it's a little square, but.
Okay.
I think someone may use square if they're asking if they want to share some of the, like a Hershey's bar, for instance, it has little squares. Like, can I have like a square or two?
Okay.
So you split the bar by
So
square.
Yeah.
square would more likely equal like a break off from bar.
If you're measuring it.
Right. So it's a unit of measurement. That feels good. Okay. Late in the day, I'm starting to smell the markers. What about these?
Pieces?
Yeah, we just say a piece.
Crumbles.
Why are these pieces but these aren't pieces?
Those
They're
are
bigger.
broken.
Broken. Messy?
Yeah, one is bigger. I think sometimes the name has to do with the size of the item.
So, size matters. Can you tell me a little bit more? Like how the size impacts
Well,
it?
I mean, if it's a very small size, like those round things from whatever, lint, it's like a piece. It's a piece, it's a nibble, it's a bite, because the idea is that in order to get a real amount of flavor, you have to have more than one, so it's like a small piece. You're having a small piece, you're having a bunch of pieces. And then as per size, the name changes, I guess, because it's like per serving. I mean, with the bark, you're going to get like a chunk or something, because that's how it's created broken. The minis, it's,
How do other people feel? Agreements, disagreements, that size might help determine what you would call it?
Does that make me do math?
Yes.
Yeah? No? Julia? You look unconvinced.
You mean if you tell me the name, then I will immediately understand what size it is?
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. I'm sure there's some logic there, but it's kind of still volatile.
Okay. So for you, these are not such clear-cut categories necessarily.
No.
Okay. Tell me a little about truffles. What makes something a truffle?
Circular.
Circular. Okay. What else makes
There's
It's
something?
the filling.
There's something
Some
inside.
softer
There's always
filling
something
inside.
It's
Okay.
usually a very creamy, rich filling.
Okay, usually creamy, rich. Anything else make something a
What the hell is that?
truffle?
What was your question?
What makes something a truffle?
Oh, yeah, I think that's it. Just the creamy filling,
Yeah, just the filling.
something more rich inside.
Well, truffles can be square.
Okay.
But I think
It's a type
that
of chocolate, or candy.
Okay. So a truffle could be square.
I've had square ones with chocolate toppings.
Okay. Okay. Could be square. All right. All right. Out of this group, what are you guys most likely to buy?
Probably either the Ghirardelli or the Lindor, one or the other.
Okay, Sean, why? Is it okay if I call you Sean? Chanel?
Chanel.
Chanel. Oh, Chanel. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Chanel, tell me why.
With the Ghirardellis, it's definitely the flavors of it. Sometimes they come in dark, they come with the caramel inside.
Okay.
And the Lindor, just because I love the peppermint ones.
Okay. What about you guys?
I would most likely buy something that is individually wrapped
Okay, why?
because I can't always seem to finish the whole bar.
Okay.
And also I can also share.
You're speaking only on the ones that are shown here?
No, I'm just, in general, what,
Probably maybe the Lindor for myself first, and then maybe anything like that has like, for whatever reason, milk chocolate,
okay.
better tasting and whatnot, versus it being dark or light or whatnot.
I would go for this one with the 90%.
Okay, you like the dark stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a little healthier without the saturated stuff.
Okay. Is there a distinction, looking around for things that you would buy for yourself and things you would buy for other people?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I see some people nodding. For Jane, you answered that pretty quickly. What is for self and what is for other?
Well, if it's a packaged chocolate that comes in like a more than one, if it's a packaged chocolate that's not a bar, let me say that.
Okay.
Like the Lindors or the Minis or the Bites, they're easier to share.
Okay.
So if I'm going to go someplace and I know that I'm going to be with friends and stuff, I can either, depending on the size of the bag I'm carrying, tuck the whole thing or throw a bunch of them in a Ziploc baggie and carry them. But a bar, you know, that's really like a one-person serving.
Okay.
And I'm a strong sucker for the dairy milk,
Okay.
which is amazing. So that would be like, I'm not sharing. No way. I'm sorry. That's mine.
All right. Would you buy the bag stuff for yourself, or is that exclusively for sharing?
It would depend on my mood when I'm food shopping. You know, like the Ghirardelli minis, those are great because you can tuck a couple of them in your bag, keep a couple of them in your desk, and share them if somebody comes over and starts hovering while you're eating them.
Yeah, I think, just to chime in, like, I don't think that I personally would see this bag of Hershey's, for instance, and think I'm going to buy that for myself.
Okay.
Just because I don't need to eat an entire bag of candy. Like, I can pace it out with a bar, and it would be fine.
Okay.
That's kind of where and then in terms of the question you asked about if there's things that differentiate between if I buy it for me or if I'm buying it for somebody else, I guess it would always depend on like the setting. If I'm going to some sort of, you know, house event or whatever, and that'd probably be perfect for a Hershey's or a Hershey's Kisses or something that is individually wrapped that a lot of people can just kind of have 2 or 3 pieces. It's not going to be like a candy bar that I'm just going to pass around and everybody take a square. It's kind of weird.
It's interesting that my daughter's coming back from school this weekend, and we're going to shop, and one of the things I usually do, so she's coming back, is I buy chocolate. She has the same aficionado with chocolate, so I buy a lot of chocolate, and I'll be buying the Hershey's, or the packs like this and stuff like that, but then I'll be buying her like specialty, like maybe Dove or Godivas or something like that, might be a little bit different.
So why would you buy a bag of Hershey's and a Dove bar?
So the bag would be just be around the house for the month that she's here, so she could have something to buy in. That's one of her things. And then the specialty one, you know, showing them, taking to her, because she likes trying different chocolates.
Okay. All right. Any other things to add to that? This side of the table? Julia?
It's mostly about the amount of packaging almost, and also the setting, like somebody mentioned. For example, if we're in the office and we're a pretty casual group and we know each other really well, we could still buy, you know, those things that are not individually wrapped and just pass it along the desk and kind of everybody grabs one. If you're buying something to share with people who are visiting the office, then it has to be individually packaged. And with the same logic, you know, if you're buying something for yourself, you almost feel guilty, like, why would I put this packaging? Like, why would I buy all those minis from Ghirardelli and, you know, sit there at home and wrap one up to the other and just end up in a bunch of paper in front of me?
Right.
So I always kind of feel conscious about that. That said, the Lindor I love so much that sometimes I still buy it for myself, even though with the packaging. So it's not the rule of thumb for everything.
And then I also think it has to do with the amount of volume. If you're looking to share something, for instance, if I bought that bag of Lindor, there's probably, what, like 12?
Yeah.
Whereas if I bought a bag of Hershey's Kisses, I guarantee there's more that people could have, like from a sharing perspective.
Bill, I heard from you. Got a thought?
Well, I was thinking that if I'm going somewhere and I want to bring something with me and I don't know where people's tastes lie in chocolate,
Okay.
I would either go with something safe like a milk chocolate, maybe Kisses, or I would go with an assortment. I probably wouldn't go with anything exotic. For myself, it really doesn't matter. It's more for me about what I'm in the mood to eat or what's convenient.
What makes Kisses safe?
Safe is probably not the right word. It's almost as if everybody loves Kisses.
I see agreement around the room. Is that a general
I
feeling?
can't imagine that anybody has not eaten a Kiss at one time in their life.
It's part of our culture, right?
Yeah, somebody said earlier, it's like the introduction to chocolate, a Hershey's bar or a Kiss. And they do make Kiss assortments, so you get something like that, however many there are, you put them in a bowl and you just put them out.
Right.
And let people help themselves.
All right.
I think it's actually a lower quality chocolate than any,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of against that.
Okay, now we're going to look at more kinds of chocolate, but in this case we just have pictures. So I'm going to ask you see that they're grouped, right? Take a stack, pass the others down.
Just take one stack?
Yeah, one stack for yourself. Everybody gets a stack.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, we need a couple of stacks at the end of the table.
Yeah.
Sure. The yellow one.
This one?
Yeah.
All right.
I never noticed that one before.
Stack
Are
four.
they all starting with the?
No, they're randomized.
Oh, okay.
All right, what I'm going to ask you to do now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oops. What's intriguing you guys about
The
that?
yellow bar.
The yellow bar is agave quinoa. That's like that small rice. It's like
Yeah.
alternative to sugar, I guess, right?
What do you like it? Not like it?
I haven't tried it yet. Just never seen.
I never tried that one either.
With bacon.
All right.
Oh, everything is good with bacon. I don't know about chocolate. But it's-
All right. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I want you to put these cards in groups, however they speak to you. Could be one big group, could be 2 groups, could be 12 groups. Just group them however you feel they go together. Does that make sense? Okay. And then what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to pass out, and I'm going to give you sort of 5 minutes to do your grouping. And I want you to, once you've got your grouping, write down the name of the group, write down the numbers of who is in the group, and then 2 or 3 words that kind of describe that group, what they have in common, or how you would talk about them.
Thank you.
Well, Jimmy. Oh, is that yours?
That's yours.
Okay.
Separate major groups.
When you say numbers, it's the numbers for on each card?
Correct.